Hello and welcome back to another reaction. In this occasion, Hataraku Saibo Cells at Work, episode 8. Yeah, last time we got cancer. Literally cancer. Of course, this start in the previous episode, on the episode 6. This start, of course, in the episode 6 we got half of a cute story about how the origins of the red blood cell and the white cell, and then of course we pass to the very dangerous part with the cancer. And of course, in the last episode, we saw the final moment of the cancerous cell in our body. Of course, he lived with an ominous message that they defeat him for now. So yeah, I don't know if it's going to set up something else in the future, or that's it. That is just going to say, oh, this is exciting, because again, there are not many episodes for Hataraku Saibo left. So yeah, I don't know which way the series is going to go in the end, in the final episode of the series. Anyway, what I take away from the last episode mostly is how the hell they are able to make me feel bad for a cancerous cell. Yeah, cancerous, as I said previously, it's one of the most terrible sickness that you could ever get. Cancer is literally, there is no cure for cancer. There is nothing we can do to stop the cancer from appearing. And once you have cancer, it's a very dangerous position you have. If you're lucky, you can defeat the cancerous cell, or you can destroy the cancerous cell with a terrible treatment. Very dangerous. Even the treatment is dangerous and very, very expensive. Or you will die. Or even if you discover the cancer, there are some times in which you cannot defeat the cancer, let's say. So yeah, that makes it a very dangerous situation for us if we ever get that terrible sickness. So yeah, how the hell the writers of this show and the people involved in this show were able to make you feel bad for a cancerous cell? Because yes, in some points you say, oh man, this guy never wanted to die. He didn't want to be born like that. So yeah, they created characters in this series in which you feel bad for, even though you know they are terrible characters. Terrible for our own body, in our own reality. It's not just an alternative reality in which, oh yeah, this guy is terrible for humanity. No, even in our own reality, cancer and cancerous cells are extremely dangerous and extremely mortal. So yeah, it is amazing what the creators of the show made out of the cancerous cell. Yeah, it is unbelievable. And I think I said this in my commentary for the last video. But again, it is still amazing how the hell did they manage to do such thing. Seriously, I have no words to describe the way I feel in a certain moment. That, man, this poor guy. Of course, seconds later I remember, dude, this is cancer. You should wait for it dead in the moment it appears. Calm down. But yeah, that speaks volumes of the writing level of the show. Yeah, it is amazing. But anyway, we have defeated one of the most terrible sickness, so what is left? Again, this is something I was expecting in the last episodes, in the last 2 episodes, perhaps. Not in the middle of the row. Well, a little bit more than middle of the row, but you get my idea. Anyway, I think I am starting to blab too much in this presentation, so yeah, let's just cut all of these and watch the video, shall we? Okay, I'm back. I just watched a second time the 8th episode of Hataraku Saibo. And this one didn't contain any life-threatening situation like most of the previous episode. Yes, all of the episodes that we have seen so far involves a certain amount of tragedy, or not tragedy, of danger, I think is the best way to describe the previous episodes. Yes, the episode, I think it was the episode 6, kind of contained half a very cute moment and half a very dangerous situation, in this case cancer. But even the cute moment, we had our dangerous situation for the red blood cell. And yes, I think so far every single episode has contained a threat to the human body of, well, the person that we're seeing his or her interior. So yeah, viruses, bacteria, a lot of situation in which, of course, the body is in a certain amount of danger. But this one genuinely never focus or didn't focus that much in the parasites, in the beings or entities that cause problem to the body. Yes, we saw a couple of them, but we didn't focus on them. We just brushed past them, and really, the journey of this episode was a different one. That doesn't mean it's a bad episode. That does mean it's just a different episode. Anyway, yeah, we start, of course, with our red blood cell, our protagonist red cell, just trying to make their deliveries, but of course finding some of the rocky or the new red blood cells, and these cause a weird effect on this red blood cell. Of course, she just fired up and trying now to do her job so she can be an inspiration for the rest of these rocky red blood cells, which is something amazing. And again, obviously this show takes a lot of artistic freedom, because yeah, obviously we don't have small people in our body doing our functions, but that is the magic of the show. Of course, they try to be as close as possible to the scientific explanation so far that we have found about our bodies, but of course it takes certain liberties, which of course is expected because it needs to be entertaining for us. Because yeah, if they follow exactly how it should be, it will be honestly a very boring show. Yes, it will be exciting, but it could be explained in a very small documentary and not in a 12 episode series that should be full of action, or at least full of drama and all of that. Anyway, after that, of course, we saw that our vein was attacked by a weird virus, or virus or bacteria. I don't know what exactly is that. I don't know which one is that one. I would love to know more about that. About that invader of the body, but of course it was again dealt very, very easily. And this is another point in which, of course, our red blood cell figures out that yeah, she's been a burden for a lot of people, or well, for a lot of other cells in our body, and now yes, she's literally fired off because she's so excited. And of course our white cell, our white protagonist cell, sees this and say, okay, I'm not going to mingle, and I'm going to let her do her job by her own, because that is what she wants to do. Of course, it's not that good when our favorite red cell is kind of an airhead. Yeah, she is not very bright, and she ends up in danger in a few seconds after the white blood cell and the red cell part ways. And he is, of course, focused on protecting her. He is going to protect her, but not let her know that but he is going to protect her, which is something cute. Again, it's a very weird point if you imagine them as cells, but of course we gave personalities to these cells, and we gain a little bit of knowledge here and there in all this travel of our red blood cell. That, for example, these red cells, the only source of energy for them is sugar. That is the only thing that they can transform into energy, which is something I didn't know. I genuinely didn't know this fact, but of course, it makes sense for what we saw in the episode 6. And of course, we saw that she's not very bright, but we're going to go to the heart and the representation of the heart, which, to my opinion, it looks like a gigantic temple. With I mean huge temple with millions upon millions of red cells. But I don't know, yeah, probably there are millions in there. I don't know, there are hundreds of thousands or millions of cells in there, probably millions. But of course we learn, of course, that this vena cava is the biggest vein in the entire vein into the entire body. So yeah, but it's a straight line, so she won't lose herself. But again, little bits of knowledge that we get from the show, and we receive a lot more information thanks to this instructional video that is supposed to go for the red blood cells. That yes, they cannot carry the little cards, because it's going to be very cramped, and they are going to be delivering CO2 to the lungs. And they're going to receive oxygen, and I don't know if this is the point in which they're going to receive nutrients, but they are going to receive a lot of stuff in there. Again, we're going to see our red blood cell fired off because she wants to fulfill her duty by herself. The first time that she's going to be able to do this by herself. So yeah, she's very excited. It's cute, and it is a weird image that we have our red blood cell, very concentrated, very, very, even aggressive. It looks very aggressive, and I love the way she looks. Yeah, most of the time she looks adorable, but in this case she looks really, really concentrated, and I love this alternative version of our red blood cell. Anyway, yeah, this is a different moment, and we're getting close to the heart. We go to the heart, of course, and before that we receive a little explanation, as I said before, in the form of an instructional video that they are going to go to the veins, and they're going to deliver the CO2 to the lungs. They're going to receive oxygen, and they're going to share this oxygen to other cells around the body. Of course, they need to go to all the same, well, not to all the same. They go from the heart to the lungs, to the heart again, and from the heart to the rest of the body. That is basically what I understood from the instructional video. Of course, our white blood cell is still following this one, because he wants her to succeed. And even in the heart, she lost her notes, he gave them back, throw them back, of course, and she lost her hat, and he gave the hat back. It is interesting how the heart is portrayed in this anime, and of course the amount of red blood cells that we saw in the heart, in this small portion of the heart. So yeah, it is fascinating. And of course, I learned a lot of stuff in here, like the amount of times that the heart pumps in a day, around 100,000. That's a huge amount of times. And yeah, the things that the heart do to prevent the, I don't know, the return of the blood to the same place. It is genuinely interesting. The way the heart works. Of course, we're not delved too deep into this place. We're following just one red blood cell. And she makes her delivery. We saw the lungs from a distance. Now, not in the inside, because we have seen the lungs before. I think it was in the first episode of the series. But now we saw them from a jar. It's not in the same place, but we're seeing in a distance. And of course, the red blood cell remembers the time. Of course, she was rescued by our protagonist, white blood cell. And she receives the oxygen, and she goes to the other side of the heart. And it's a lot faster, I guess. It's a lot easier for going to the other side. I don't know what is the representation here. And she now enters into an artery. She enters again to the heart. We don't see the heart again, I think. And we saw that, yes, the invasion of the different bacteria and different viruses are dealt pretty easily and very silently by our white cell. She is very calm. The travel for her is very calm. Not a lot of things happen to her, of course. And we saw that white cell, of course, is the one that is trying to make this as easy as possible for her. We saw again a couple of bacteria, I think it's bacteria, I don't know if they are exactly that. Before they can attack, of course, a red blood cell, our white cell deal with them very easily in a very weird way, trying to not scare or not inform in a very indirect way to our red cell. Of course, they say, "What the hell is your problem?" But of course, well, they are distracted. He deals with them very easily, and even moves the cadavers out of the way so she cannot see them. And he keeps following her to preventing any kind of problem. The journey for our red blood cell is full of dangers because, yeah, a lot of places in construction, a lot of places that is not the correct route or not the direct route for our red blood cell. Hell, even just before making the delivery, it's a very narrow space that she barely can move. I don't know if this represents something, particularly in the body, but of course she makes the delivery and she receives the CO2, and she's so happy because she finally got to do a job by herself, and she's so cute in this moment. Yes, for her it wasn't as dangerous as it should have been because there were a lot of bacteria, a lot of virus in the way, because she didn't notice because she was so concentrated in the way to this place, to the delivery of the oxygen and the receiving of the CO2, and she's so happy. And of course our white cell is so proud of her because she finally did it. Yes, with a lot of indirect help from him, but she managed to do that. And of course we saw our killer T cell kind of hearing the speech that, yeah, it doesn't matter what you think of her, she never gave up. She's always trying to do her job. Yeah, she's not that good at that job, but she's really trying hard. Of course, our killer T cell is not that happy with this, with the speech. And hits our white cell because he's saying, "Oh, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You want to join them? Go ahead, but don't forget that we might be able, or we might require to kill them or kill the enemy. We are assassins." And yes, he's delivering the other side of this speech, that it doesn't matter. You must not attach to yourself to the other selves because perhaps one day you will have to kill them. You will have to kill them in favor of protecting the entire body or the entire world for them. Yeah, it is kind of a contrast. Of course, the white cell is going to go, "Calm down, man, calm down." Yeah, he is very angry. I did not understand in that moment why he was so angry. And of course he finds a red blood cell later on, in this case the white cell, and we see the effects of the punch. But the red cell is so cute in this moment and so happy in this moment that really she just said, "Oh, let me tell you about my day, what I did, and I finally to make it all by myself." And it's a very cute moment in here. It's a very, very, very genuinely cute moment that we have here. That he's so happy for her and she's so happy to tell the tale, and they start speaking and sharing information and all of that. And of course we follow for the last minutes the killer T cell, that he's seeing how the rest of the immune system cells are kind of having good conversation with the rest of the cells and all of that. So yeah, he's the only lone wolf in this situation. I don't know if this is a reflection of how the different type of immune system cell works, if they are really the most, I don't know, I don't think lonely, but the most dangerous ones, because their job is to really destroy their own cells that are being attacked, as we saw in previous episodes. Or I don't know if it's symbolic of something else. I generally couldn't find anything about it, because it's kind of an obscure topic, or perhaps a more, I don't know, specific type of medicine knowledge that is pretty hard to find if you don't know what you're looking for, is my case. But it's kind of, we discovered why he hates the speech that the white cell gave, because he's kind of envious in the end. Yeah, this was a great episode, not as life-changing as the previous one. Of course, it's pretty hard to beat the episode of the cancerous cell, but this was more of a calm episode. Okay, we got this huge moment, let's calm down for a while, let's kind of slow down for a bit and enjoy a little bit of this is our beach episode, let's say. This is our beach episode after the huge moment of the anime. Yeah, I kind of see it like that in this one, which I'm thankful for. It was calm, and we saw our heroine more in the front line. Now we follow really her, and not only our white cell, because yes, the white cell are kind of still in the spotlight, which is obvious because he's kind of the action hero of the show. So it makes sense for him to be the focus of the majority of the episodes. But it's a very cute episode. I like it. I like the way this episode portrays the heart. It was very cute, very entertaining. As I said before, this is our beach episode for the anime. Yeah, I love the way they portray the heart. But I really want to see them portray the brain. I don't know why, but I would love to see the brain, to see how they represent the brain. It will be really exciting. I don't know if we're going to see it. I don't know if we're going to see it in the next episode or something else, or perhaps in the last few episodes of the series. I don't know. Hopefully we're going to see that. Anyway, I think I really exhausted the topic of this episode. A very good one, a relaxed one, but nonetheless a very entertaining one. So yeah, the only thing I have to say is thank you guys for your attention, and well, see you on the next one. Bye.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video, and yes, thank you so much for your attention, guys. As always, if you want to leave a comment, that will help me a lot more. If you want to give me a like, that will help me even more to get on the top of the recommendation for YouTube. And if you want to share this video, that will help me even more. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, guys, for your attention. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.